back to the Autel Academy. Today we have a different calibration that you might not have seen before. I'm featuring a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XE Hybrid Summit Edition, which means this is very well loaded and very well equipped. This vehicle was involved in a major front-end collision. The radar was replaced, it's already reprogrammed, but we still need to go ahead and calibrate that radar. We're gonna get into that now. Remember, when it comes to Chrysler Stellantis products, that they do need auto auth to be able to get into the secure gateway. So you'll need to have that set up prior to doing this, which we already have ours. You need to make sure you have a good quality Wi-Fi to stay connected during the entire process of the calibration, to have the modules stay unlocked. Be patient. Stellantis vehicles do take a couple seconds to get through that secure gateway. Now go ahead and toggle your ADAS selection screen over here, right in the top right-hand corner. That's going to put all our ADAS modules on top of our report. And we're doing our pre-scan. Remember, always do a pre-scan. Odometer is required on this one. We'll go ahead and put that in there. We're going to make sure that there are no DTCs related to the accident that occurred before we begin. This is the point right now where you could actually go ahead and do a digital video inspection, take pictures of the vehicle, the fuel tank, how much gas is in it, things like that along the way. I don't need to do an alignment check. They've already done that for me. So you can take a look now at your top 3 ADAS modules, and I have no faults. Now remember, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually back out of this altogether and then go back into our vehicle. We've already got our report saved, so you're going to get back into that. Again, give it a little bit of time to unlock that gateway again. It does take a couple moments. Once we're back into that, that's going to allow us to get into our ADAS calibration. And we're going to start with that front radar that was replaced. All right, we're going to select ADAS calibration right now. Got a couple options here. We're going to go into our central ADAS decision module. And you have static and dynamic as well, and a forward-facing camera dynamic calibration that you can choose from. We're going to do the static calibration. Here's your following conditions of how much space you need. It is not a lot. I can't stress that enough, that majority of vehicles in your shop that you'll have coming through only need 2.5 meters of front space to properly calibrate. Our conditions are met. We're going to press yes. Here's what we're going to need to do that. You're going to need this special plate, the 602-09. It's unique to the Jeep product, and the other things we already have. I already put my wheel clamps on as well. Make sure for your preparations, everything's level. I already did the vehicle suspension to the normal mode. My tire pressure is good as well. We're going to press start, and our 1000 frame is going to put itself into a home position automatically. Now we're going to put about 1.5 meters of space, which we're approximately right there. Wheel clamps. Wheel clamps have already been installed on the rear wheels. So we'll press next. Go ahead and put your alignment aid in front of your front bumper. Remember, the arrow is going to be split in the bumper. So I'm kind of using the Jeep line here and the camera right there. So you're going to set that up, press OK, and then be prepared to quickly go and get it once the cameras have seen all of our targets. So now it tells me to go get it. Here's the plate we're going to need. We're going to put it on the left sliding plate. And then I believe it's going to have us turn the dial over here so that the number 2 faces up. And then press OK. Get your frame into position now. Remember, we just need 3 arrows. You don't have to be perfect. This will automatically get everything into place. I just need 3 green check marks. Nice, that's why this thing is so wonderful to use. This is automatically now going to take care of any irregularities. It's going to level itself out. Pitch, roll, yaw, all is going to be handled for you with this automatically. All right, so turn on the sliding plate laser. Adjust the height of the crossbar and move the radar calibration plate left and right so that the laser line aligns with any position on the surface of the radar sensor. So we are going to move that manually. You can see the lasers in the bumper right now, but I need to bring this down a little bit. So I'm going to bring up cross arms down a little bit. And we want our radar laser right there, and I'm going to bring the plate over just a touch here, kind of put it in the center. Once you have that set up, press OK. Okay, we're going to make sure that our radar plate is perfectly level. I have 2 levels right here, and use the tablet to move the crossbar. Once you're level, you can go ahead and press OK. We're going to turn our laser off, remove the wheel clamps. Vehicle's at normal ride height, which is correct. Battery voltage is normal. Go ahead and take a look at your upper right-hand area of your tablet. It shows the voltage. Make sure you have a battery maintainer on your vehicles when doing ADAS calibrations to ensure that the voltage is where it needs to be. Okay, so now rotate the bolt so that the number 3 is facing up. There we go. Rotate it for number 2. Finally, number 1. And our calibration status is successful. We'll turn that ignition off, follow the last couple of steps that we have to do here. Please wait 10 seconds. And now at this point, we'd be allowed to perform our post scan. It's always important to do a post scan after every calibration to make sure that no DTCs were set while you were doing the calibration. And of course, last but not least, test drive the vehicle and verify the repair before returning it to the customer. This vehicle does feature night vision. Night vision has become a newer part of the ADAS calibration, and it has its own separate system and calibration that we're going to go through today. This vehicle was hit in the front. They had to replace that night vision camera, which is actually located right here. It's already been coded and programmed, but we need to program that today, and of course I'm going to be using my Autel IA1000 to do this calibration. Now, I've already done the pre-scan on this to make sure that there was no DTCs related to the accident and to the repair, and everything checked out all right. So right now we're going to actually select that night vision processing module. This calibration is kind of cool. I think you guys are really going to like this. It's a unique system and it's a unique calibration. And we repaired or replaced that NVS camera, so we'll press OK. One thing to remember, don't be scared about size requirements. We do not need a ton of space to do this calibration. We only need 2.5 meters to do this. So most, if not almost every shop has those kinds of space requirements to do these. We'll press OK. Here's what we need to do this. Tire clamps, which I've already put on the vehicle. We need the NV calibrator, which we'll show you as well. We have that out already. We'll press OK. Remember, center the steering wheel. Make sure everything looks okay. That means we're going to go ahead and just wipe down that night vision camera real quick to make sure it's all right. Okay, the night vision camera is clean. No additional load. We've already got our VCI hooked up. Parking brake, close all doors. All exterior lighting should be off. Tire pressure is set, and keep the vehicle in a cold state. And of course, connect the vehicle to a battery maintainer, which we have done and you can see your voltage in the upper right-hand corner. Make sure it's within the bracket. The field of view is not obstructed. We'll press start, and that's going to position our frame automatically for us at a home position. And we'll press next. My rear wheel clamps are already installed, and we're going to need about 1.5 meters in front of the vehicle, and we'll press next. Now we're going to install our NV calibrator to the left side crossbar here. Keep in mind this does need a power supply. We'll turn on that. We'll put the 12 volt right there. Press OK. Go ahead and set your frame. Just need 3 green check marks. I don't need to worry about centering it out perfectly. The 1000 will do that automatically. Put your brakes on, press next. Once I press start, the frame is doing the pitch, yaw, roll, everything it needs to make sure that it's in the proper position. We already plugged in, but go ahead and turn on the switch. You can see our red LED right here. It is powered. We'll press OK. Press on to turn on the sliding plate laser, and we'll adjust the height of the crossbar and move the calibrator left and right, whatever you need, so that the laser beam aims at any position on that camera surface. Kind of make those adjustments using your up and down and manually sliding that over. So I'm dead center on that night vision camera right now. So I'm press OK. Make sure now we're going to have to adjust the levels. Put this into position for you. And that is perfect. So we'll press OK. Now we're going to turn off our laser and we'll remove the wheel clamps. Press and hold the button for 2 seconds and the buzzer will sound. After 20 seconds, the green light on that will light up. Essentially what we're doing right now is getting this warm because it's a night vision camera, but they rely on thermal imaging, and now it went green. Once it's green, you can press OK. So now when the speedometer interface is displayed on the instrument panel, so we're going to walk over to the car, press the right arrow button on the steering wheel, and find the night vision interface. So the night vision is starting. So you need to make sure you're on night vision before you press next. We've already verified all of those preconditions are set. It's still going through its calibration. You can see here on the speedometer area what was going on there. Right now it says camera calibration was successful. Turn off the ignition and turn it on again. Now remember, after you've completed everything, you want to do your post-scan to make sure you have a copy of the pre-scan, the post-scan, and the calibrations on the report for your customers. And last but not least, make sure to drive it and make sure the system is operating as designed. Make sure you check out the Autel Academy for more ADAS videos, and there's going to be more on the way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next calibration.